Gold is usually measured in grams. But today, for each country, I will build a tower, 1 meter wide, 1 meter deep, pure gold. The height, their real reserves, no rounding. Some towers won't reach your knees. Others will outgrow a house. The last one will bury a skyscraper. Let's start. Number 30. We open the ranking with Cambodia. Its gold tower stands just 2.8 meters. Shorter than a Bugatti Chiron. 29. Jordan climbs a little higher. Its tower reaches 3.7 meters. 28. Romania is the first to break the 5-meter mark. Now, the tower clearly towers over a Bugatti Chiron. And this is just the beginning. The real show is still ahead. 27. Mexico pushes the tower past 6 meters. The gap from the start is already massive. 26. The Philippines nearly reaches 7 meters, but the top 20 is still far away. 25. Iraq drives the tower up to almost 9 meters, 8.8 meters of pure gold. 24. Brazil speeds things up. The tower reaches 9 meters. 23. Singapore breaks past 10 meters. That's almost 9 Bugatti Chirons, stacked on top of each other. Where do you think the warm-up ends and the real gold begins? 22. Belgium raises the bar to 12 meters. The real giants are still ahead. 21. Thailand closes this part of the ranking with a 13-meter tower, and from here, it only goes higher. 10 towers down, stacked side by side, that's already taller than most buildings in this city, and we're only a third of the way through. 20. Spain opens this stretch. The tower already stands at 14.6 meters, about a 5-story building. This gold has barely been touched since the 1980s, the same bars sitting in the same place for 40 years. A small country with the patience of a vault. 19. Lebanon stands at 14.86 meters, almost level with Spain, less than half a meter of difference. But behind that number is a real story. Even when the country's economy collapsed before everyone's eyes, this gold stayed untouched, as if it were off limits to reality itself. 18. The UK stands at 16.06 meters. That's almost 4 London double-decker buses stacked on top of each other, 1.5 meters above Lebanon. But here's what's more surprising than the tower itself. In the 90s, the country sold off more than half its gold at one of the lowest prices in history, and barely rebuilt it since. 17. Saudi Arabia stands at 16.72 meters, just 65 centimeters above the previous tower. But behind that lies a contrast, an oil superpower for whom gold is barely a footnote in its reserves, and even that footnote weighs 323 tons and keeps climbing. 16. Kazakhstan stands at 17.65 meters, nearly 6 stories now, and another meter above Saudi Arabia. The secret is simple. Every ounce mined at home goes straight into reserves, bypassing the market entirely. Imagine an entire industry working just to grow this one tower. But this is where things get really interesting. The towers become so tall that they no longer fit in the frame. 15. Portugal stands at 19.83 meters. That's almost 4 giraffes stacked on top of each other. And here's the surprise. Per capita, this small country holds one of the largest gold reserves on the planet, and almost all of it is stored at home, not abroad. 14. Uzbekistan stands at 21.06 meters, over a meter above Portugal. The country is one of the world's biggest gold producers, and instead of exporting it, the central bank has spent years buying up almost everything mined at home. The race is clearly speeding up. 13. Taiwan stands at 21.95 meters. That's 424 tons of gold. and it holds this gold for the same reason it holds its defenses, just in case. The reserve hasn't changed in decades, as if the country is ready for anything. 12. Poland stands at 30.12 meters. That's a full 10-story building made of gold, and a sharp jump of 8 meters at once. Over the past few years, the country has bought more gold than almost any other central bank on Earth. Who would have guessed it would end up towering this far above the rest? 11. Turkey stands at 30.87 meters, adding just 70 centimeters to Poland. That's almost 25 Bugatti Chirons stacked on top of each other. Over the past decade, the country hasn't stopped growing its reserves despite every economic shock. Gold here has long become the nation's real insurance policy. 20 countries down, 10 to go. And those 10 alone hold more gold than this entire stretch combined. Ready to see how much higher it gets? And the first country opening the top 10, it's the Netherlands, coming in at 32 meters, about the height of an 11-story building. A decade ago, more than half of this gold was sitting in New York, until the country decided to bring it home, bar by bar, just in case. And blowing into the top 9, Japan. The tower stands at 44 meters, almost level with the Statue of Liberty. And yet, gold here is almost an afterthought. For decades, the country's real bet has been on the dollar, not on bars in a vault. Taking top 8, India. The tower stands at 45.5 meters, and who would have guessed India holds more gold than the land of the rising sun itself, Japan? But that's just the official reserves. Ordinary households across the country hold far more, tucked away in wedding jewelry and family safes, not bank vaults. Seizing top 7, Switzerland. The tower stands at 54 meters. That's already taller than Niagara Falls. A tiny landlocked country, yet a huge share of the world's gold has passed through its vaults and refineries for over a century. And smashing into the top 6, China. The tower stands at 118 meters, more than double the previous tower in one single jump. It's already taller than Big Ben, and even that, analysts say, is likely an understated official number. The central bank has been buying gold nonstop for over 20 months, and few believe the real total ends there. But this is where things get truly elite. We've made it to the 5 world leaders in gold reserves. Who do you think made the cut? Drop your guesses in the comments. I'm genuinely curious to read them. In 5th place is Russia. The tower stands at a little over 120 meters, nearly 100 Bugatti Chirons stacked on top of each other. For over a decade, the country deliberately stockpiled gold, preparing for exactly the scenario that unfolded in 2022. That's when a chunk of its dollar reserves was simply frozen. Taking top 4, France. The tower stands at 126 meters. That's almost 2 leaning towers of Pisa stacked on top of each other. This stockpile has barely changed in decades. The country decided long ago that selling off its gold simply wasn't an option, even when everyone else was doing it. Taking top 3, Italy. The tower stands at 129 meters, edging past France by roughly the height of a single floor, and its overall height is almost that of the Great Pyramid of Giza. This is also the gold that once sparked a dispute with the European Central Bank over who it truly belongs to. And stunning into the top 2, Germany. The tower stands at 173 meters. Not a jump anymore, but a cliff. 46 meters above Italy in one leap, roughly the height of Cologne Cathedral. Doubled! Just a few years ago, part of this gold physically sat in Paris and New York, until the country completed one of the largest repatriations in history. Okay, the last country. Before I show you the number, take a guess. 100 meters? 200? 350? Pause the video and drop your guess in the comments. And it is the United States! The tower stands at around 420 meters. That is taller, much taller than the Eiffel Tower. And it is almost level with the Empire State Building. There is more gold here, much more, than Germany and Italy combined. More than half of it sits in Fort Knox, a vault that hasn't been fully, independently audited in over 70 years. The rest sits 80 feet underground, in the vaults of the New York Federal Reserve, beneath Manhattan, where gold from 36 other countries is stored right alongside America's own. We promised you at the very start, the last tower would bury a skyscraper. And here it is, buried. 30 countries, 30 towers, and one that literally buried a skyscraper. If you want to see the same kind of breakdown, but for oil empires, militaries, or technology, hit subscribe. There is a lot more of this coming. And tell me in the comments, which country on this list surprised you the most?